Hello Heavy Metal Maidens and Masters, I'm Heavy Metal Momma and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are doing a little get ready with me. I'm going to do my makeup with the Jolie Beauty Til Death palette and we're going to discuss where on earth have I been? What have I been doing? It's really not as exciting as you think. But before we get to that, remember to like this video, comment down below to discuss any of the things that come up in the video, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and thank you to all of you that already do. Hit that notification bell so you can find out whenever I upload, and welcome. So, where have I been? Well, we're going to do a get ready with me. I'm going to tell you all about it. It's really not as exciting as you might hope. You know, it's such a shame it's not, oh, I've been, you know, swanning off with a career in another country doing something exciting. No, nothing that exciting, but we are going to do my makeup, this makeup look with the gorgeous Jolie Beauty Til Death palette. Absolutely stunning palette. Got these beautiful, beautiful shades of this palette. So we're going to do this makeup look. I can do more makeup looks with this palette if you would like, obviously. Just let me know down in the comments. If you want a tutorial video, I'm probably not your lady because I'm not really a makeup expert, but I know quite a lot of you do like it when I do makeup tutorials because I'm not a makeup expert. You get my drift, so that you like the fact that it's a normal person explaining in normal people terms how to do their makeup. So this is the look that I did. It's subtle, it's got little pinky tones. We love it, we love it. So let's go. You can see my potato face. I know you all love my potato face. And we'll discuss where on earth have I been. It's been a while. Here it is, the potato face. So I've done my base, I've done my brows, I have put some eyeshadow primer on, but it was a while ago now, so I'm just going to dab a little bit more on just to make sure that my eyeshadow sticks nicely, because, you know, I want to make sure it stays. So what have I been up to? Where the hell have I been? Why have I not been posting? Well, it's nothing exciting. I haven't been off doing something fun or having some amazing career or anything like that. Sadly, it's mostly terrible mental health, basically. I've had a lot of physical health problems. So there we go. There is eyeshadow base. And we are going to be using, as I said before, the Til Death palette from Jolie Beauty. I have had this a couple of months now. I think if you want a Jolie Beauty palette and you want something that's really versatile and not too out there, something that's more normal, we're sort of talking, you know, that you can make more work looks, day-to-day looks, something that you could use on your, you know, non-alternative friends, sisters, you know, blah, 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 blah. This is definitely probably the palette for you. It's subtle and pretty. So obviously, you know, the Vampirism palette's got lots of reds and oranges and stuff like that. It's got some really great greys and, you know, browns and stuff in there. I mean, the Zombified palette is way out there. I don't use the Zombified palette very much because it is so colourful. I can't remember what all the names of the palettes are. I will put them up there, but there's one that's very mermaid colours and stuff. But it's a lot of blues and greens, which again is quite, it's not difficult to work with, but it's not the kind of thing that you just slap on quick to nip to the supermarket. These are soft and subtle. They're a bit more feminine and very, very usable. This one is definitely my go-to now for when I'm going to work. I must admit, my Vampirism palette, what we call the more straight browns and greys, I've almost used all of them. So it was really great to have this because I can, you know, use these instead and stop, because I'm almost at the pan on a couple of them on particularly my Vampirism palette. So it's really great to have these. I must admit, I like the fact that there's lots of different shimmers and that kind of thing. So yeah, this is definitely what I would call a more versatile normal palette. It's marketed as like a bridal palette, and I definitely think there's that, you know, but you can make some more subtle looks, but you can still go very, very goth. You know, there's all these beautiful there's like these khaki greens, there's golds, there's this gorgeous sort of, it's like a brown but it shifts purple, and gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So we're going to be using this today. I'm just doing a normal look and I'm going to tell you all about it. So first thing I'm going to go in with is I'm going to do a quick wash on like my brow bone and stuff with this colour Veil here, which is like a skin colour. So yeah, my mental health basically went down the tubes, but it was, you know, in line with my physical health not being great. So sort of November, December of 2023, I was really having quite strong like perimenopause symptoms. So lots of weight issues. I put on a lot of weight in a very short period of time, and that really knocked my confidence. Unfortunately, I hate the fact that, but my mental health is very much tied to my body image, and, you know, putting on a lot of weight, it took me back to a dark time in my life when I was a teenager. I was, you know, at the time I thought I was so overweight. I look back and I wasn't at all. But, you know, I was very unhappy. I am now using the shade Romance, which is this lovely subtle pink shade, which I never thought I'd be into a pink eyeshadow, but it's a lovely one to wash all over. So I've got a big fluffy brush and I'm just dunking it in, and I'm using this shade Romance. It was just, because I'd put on all this weight, I couldn't fit into any of my clothes. I'd really lost my confidence, and I was having some real anxiety symptoms. I'm still having a lot of anxiety symptoms. I really hate it. I haven't had anxiety since well before the children were born. At the time I didn't really realise what it was, but you know, most of that before was caused by the pill. As soon as I came off the pill, my anxiety almost like disappeared. But I think, you know, me feeling uncomfortable in my own skin because I didn't like what I was seeing in the mirror then really made me feel very, very anxious. I lost a lot of confidence. I didn't want to post on social media. I didn't want to film videos because I couldn't fit into any of the clothes. You know, I had a couple of people who had sent me clothes to make videos. I couldn't get into them to make the damn video. I was so embarrassed about that as well. You know, that's when somebody's relying on you. You know, they've out of the kindness of their heart sent you these clothes to try and boost their brand, and they don't want pictures of me bursting at the seams. I mean, it was not good, you know, and I was embarrassed. I didn't want to wear the clothes because it made me feel really, you know, well, anxious, insecure, not good enough, you know, all those things. The menopause symptoms were really kicking off. I'd started having a lot of like allergic reactions on my eyelids, which I still haven't really gotten to the bottom of. I've realised there's a few products that were really setting it off, but I still haven't got to the bottom of it. It did seem to be that I'm allergic to fabric plasters, and the HRT patch that I was on was definitely making it worse. So I had to come off of that, so that wasn't helping, because then the thing that was helping me with the menopause symptoms I couldn't use anymore. I have now been prescribed tablet HRT, but I haven't started them yet. I want to wait. We've got some stuff going on. I just wanted to wait until we were in a more chilled position before I start taking them, because I know for about a month it's going to be an emotional roller coaster. So yeah, I'm you know, going to be getting back into that soon. And then I got really sick, really sick. You know, I had all these work commitments and stuff, and I got that 100-day cough at the end of February. It was way longer than 100 days. I still have symptoms of it now. When my husband's been to the doctor recently, Heavy Metal Hubby, and they think actually we might have had COVID. It was just, you know, none of the tests that we've got are in date anymore. It didn't even occur to me that it might be COVID, especially because it was lasting so long. You know, I'd done tests at home, because I've got loads of them, because where I work for the NHS, we were given a lot of tests. So I'd done tests and they were negative, but the doctor was like, yeah, sometimes they don't, either the tests have expired so they don't work, or it's not a species. It's, you know, it's evolved so much, it's not actually making the tests test positive anymore. I mean, that was just, and then I couldn't do any exercise. Honestly, I've never felt so unwell. I just couldn't move. Walking upstairs was really hard. I was really worried when we were supposed to be going on holiday in April, and that was the other thing. I knew we were going on holiday to Lanzarote. I tend to, you know, in the 6 weeks beforehand, because I'm very task focused, if I know that we're going on holiday and I was not happy with what I looked like, I was like, it's okay, you'll be very task focused, you will, you know, go, right, okay, it's time, and eat the right things, do the right exercise. I couldn't do any exercise. I couldn't even stand up, get up to particularly cook or whatever. And I was really panicking because, you know, I was really worried that I wasn't going to be able to make it through the airport. And actually, our gate was a long way away from our where baggage claim is and stuff in Gatwick, and I was really panicking that I wasn't going to be able to actually walk all that way. We were really glad we were like, right, we're here, we've had something to eat, we're walking to the gate even though we've got ages yet, because I couldn't run, you know. Right, I'm going to go in now with this shade, which is Love Story. It's like a sort of mauvey pinky grey. It's beautiful. It goes really well with the pinky shade. It's just gorgeous. Really, really lovely. So I'm going to go in with that on a nice big fluffy brush, and I'm going to do that in the outer corners. And in the end I had to give in and buy some new clothes for holiday, but I did pick quite sensibly. I decided to order a few things that I knew that if and when I lost the weight, and I am losing the weight now, it's taking a long time, it's a lot harder than it was 5 years ago, but you know, I am getting there, especially because, you know, where my thyroid has packed in, it makes losing weight really hard. But yeah, I deliberately bought things that would still look good if they were a bit big on me or could easily be taken in. So, you know, there were a few things that I ordered and they got sent back because they just didn't look right. And I had a few items that I knew that, you know, it was hard because my heavy metal hubby was like, it looks fine on you, it's really nice. But I was like, but it looked better a year ago. I know it looked better a year ago when I was 2 stone lighter, you know. And yeah, it was really hard, and that because it just felt like my confidence had been knocked for so long. I just was really, 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 really sad. So, and I'm not good at, you know, I don't have a lot of IRL friends that I particularly confide in. I've got a few, but you know, I'm not one for, I don't have a big group of gal pals that I would tell this stuff to. I think because I've been burned by a couple of friends that I don't tell people my problems. I talk to him about a hobby about it, but you know, he's a guy, he doesn't get it, you know, and he goes to CrossFit all the time. He looks amazing, you know. If anything, I've gotten a lot bigger and he has got very lean and fit, and you know, so it was kind of, and guys don't on the whole get how harsh society is on us when we've put on weight, and I felt very invisible for the first time in a long time in my life. I felt quite invisible after I'd had the children, but I think that was because you feel like you've just become mum, but people still pay attention to you because of the baby. But I felt really, really invisible, and I really struggled with that, especially when you hear older women talking about that just gets worse as you go on. I found that really quite hard to cope with, and that really pushed my anxiety and made it a lot worse. So I'm starting to get over the 100-day cough. We had download coming up, so I was like, okay, maybe I'll make some download content. You know, I didn't, by the time I got to a place mentally where I could have made the content, it was way too close to download to actually be able to make a, you know, what outfits I'm taking with me or things to pack for download. Right, I'm just going back in with a bit of that romance just to clear up the edges and stuff. And so I was just like, oh well, never mind, I'm just going to go to download, I'm going to enjoy it. Actually, thank God I decided to do that, because with it being download, back in with the Love Story grey, just a little bit more here on the crease, etc. With it being download, it was already physically taxing. My health hasn't been great. I found walking this site really, really hard work, really, really taxing. I wouldn't have been able to film any content, and quite frankly, it was so muddy. There was nothing to see, no beautiful outfits. Literally walk out of the tent and you'd be like, I'm soggy. Also, because I didn't have that many clothes that particularly fitted, I took all the wrong things. So, I'm going to zoom you in. Yeah, I took all the wrong things. Now this is a little bit of, we're going in with some black now. This is the Deceased. It's actually slightly sparkly. I think if you did like an all over wash of it, it would show the sparkle, but where I'm just using it as like a low light, you probably won't see it. But yeah, where I honestly kept wearing long dresses. I don't know what possessed me to only put long dresses in. I think I decided if I packed for the rain, it would rain. so I didn't pack for the rain. So every time I had to go to the loo or anything, I kept having to pull up these like long tenderly dresses that were dipping in the mud. It was awful. It was awful. You know, when you're like, you have made a big mistake, but I'm here now. It's too far to go back to the tent. Yeah, it was poorly chosen outfits. So yeah, I won't make that mistake again, but never mind. But you know, we had a great time. We saw a lot of bands that we enjoyed. It was just, it's always so much harder work when there's, you know, when it's raining. The footage would have been crap if I'd managed to get it anyway because of the all the rain and everything. So, you know, I just concentrated on enjoying myself and trying to lift my mood, trying to feel a bit better about myself, about, you know, let myself have fun. I think that's a lot of it, is I've almost been punishing myself, which is a strange thing when you think about it, but I think I have actually just been, you did this to yourself, which is stupid. I didn't do this to myself, you know, it happens, but I think there was an element of, you did this to yourself, therefore you should, you know, be punished for, you know, you shouldn't feel good about yourself because you did this to yourself, sort of thing. So, you know, but that was download. Then we got back from download and I got a weird flu-like illness. Then my children went to their grandparents and picked up D&V, so that's diarrhea and vomiting, which they then, you know, wonderfully shared with me and Heavy Metal Hubby. So the whole household at one point, everybody was just puking the whole time. So my poor work, honestly, I must have phoned in sick. My sickness score must be terrible at the moment. I mean, bless them. They have been able to see that I've been ill. It's not me mucking about. You know, I've got so much leave. I don't need to use sickness for leave. If I'm there's one thing about me having worked for the NHS for so long, is that I've got an absolute mass quantity of leave. But yeah, I just could not. Yeah, it was a week of nobody eating. I haven't really eaten in the same way since. You know, it has meant that though, because I think before I was binging a lot, I just would get bored and feel crap about myself, and then I would just eat, and I wouldn't even eat anything good, you know, just eating crackers out the cupboard, half a pack of crackers because you're bored or whatever. So whereas now after having that, I really struggle to want to eat. I think it was cleaning up so much vomit. Everybody else in the family is pretty much back to normal, I think, because it was generally me that was cleaning up, because Heavy Metal Hubby cannot stand the smell of vomit. He immediately goes. So he's on duty of like getting the washing on, showering the children off when they're covered in puke, you know, changing the bed sheets and blah blah blah. It's me that's there scrubbing it out of the carpet and scraping it down the toilet. And so I think it made me feel quite unwell, and I just have really struggled to get excited about food. It's meant I'm really struggling to, I love cooking normally, and I'm struggling to, because when I'm cooking I'm thinking this is going to be delicious, I can't wait to eat it, and I just don't want to eat particularly at the moment. But that has meant that, you know, I'm being a lot better with not binging and stuff like that. So every cloud has a silver lining. There's still a lot to go. And then, so what, 2 weeks ago, I had to go to Manchester. Me and my friend, we both went to work. She came over here because I was working at my social media job, so I finished at 3 there. So she came over here straight after she'd finished in the lab. I'd cooked tea for the family and her. We all ate tea. She wanted sesame chicken, so I cooked sesame chicken. We drove the 4 hours up to Manchester. We got there at 11 p.m. We went to sleep in our hotel room. We went to an 8-hour conference. It was 8:30 till 5:15 or something, so it was more than 8 hours at this conference, sat on these god-awful, uncomfortable chairs in this venue, this hotel that we were in, that was too hot, but also because I happened to be underneath an air conditioning unit, I was also too cold, but too hot. And then we had to drive the 4 hours home again from Manchester, and it pinched something in my back and I couldn't move. I had to go to work on the Thursday or the Friday, or the Thursday. I had to go to work in the lab, and I burst into tears in the locker room because I bent down to put stuff in my locker and then couldn't stand up again. And I'd had to park in the patient car park because I couldn't walk that far. So it's just been, luckily my back's better now. We've figured out Voltarol is sent from the gods. Love it. Voltarol gel. Love it, love it, love it. That has helped so much. But yeah, it's just been one thing after another, and I feel like my body has, I feel like I'm a bit betrayed by it, you know. So I'm okay. I'm not great, but I'm okay. And thank you, everybody. I've had so many messages on Instagram, on YouTube, being like, where are you? We miss you. We hope you're okay. We hope nothing's wrong, which is just so sweet that you're thinking about me at all, you know. I just liked making videos about the clothes that I have, and it's so sweet that people are worried about me and are wondering where my videos have gone and stuff like that. So thank you for your support. It is just, I'm so grateful. So I just thought I would come here and fill you in. And now I'm going to put a little bit of glitter. Which shade? So this one is like a pinky. This is called Soulmate, and it's pinky. It's got this like green shift in it almost. This is more of a browny purpley pink, again with like a, it's got like a pale pink highlight, and then this is pink glitter. Let's go for pink glitter. Let's do glitter. If we're going to do it, let's do it. I'm literally just sticking my finger in it, and we're going to go boop and boop, like that. You can put a little bit of like setting spray or something. I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to pop it on here and make like a, what do they call it, a halo light? I don't know. I watch Jolie Beauty when she does hers, and she uses all these amazing terms, and I try and copy her, and I never get it as good. But that's why she's a professional makeup artist with her own makeup brand, and I'm just some YouTuber. There we go. Right, now we're going to do some eyeliner, etc. But yeah, I'm okay. I'm not great, but I'm surviving. I'm hoping that things are going to get better. But I do have a couple of haul videos coming for you, because like I said, I did have to buy some new things. So I will review those things for you and show you what I got, etc. It was difficult choosing, because I always tended to go for things that were quite figure hugging, because, you know, I wanted to show off my figure. I was proud of my figure, and I am decidedly not at the moment. So, you know, but we'll get there. We'll get there. And you will, you know, be back to my patented reviews, because I know you do like the format. I'm going to slightly tweak it. My editing software is different, and it's, you know, a bit more high-tech and cool. I'm going to do this off camera. There we go. I just can't do it and hold the mirror and, you know. So there we go. But no, I've got same brand editing software. They've just upgraded, and it means it's got some AI stuff in it. Don't know whether it's going to work. I used it very briefly to post the previous video, which is our Warwick Castle vlog. That was a lot of fun doing that. That was. If you haven't seen it, link up there. You know the drill. But yeah, it's been a lot. It's been very taxing. All the things that have gone on in the world as well. I mean, this whole thing with Gaza is just heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking. And I'm going to include the link to a giving site so that you can, if you wish to, donate, because it just breaks my heart what is going on there. It's really, really sad that there are so many people, you know, being displaced just for being who they are. So, you know, if you wish to donate, I know we're constantly being asked to, you know, give a gift or whatever, but if you can and you want to, there is a resource down there. I know you've probably been asked on all sorts of platforms and blah, 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 but, you know, I have this platform, I might as well try and use it to help. So, yeah, because it's just absolutely breaking my heart what's going on in the world at the moment, and it's just so hard. It's just so hard. So there we go. What do you think? I really like how versatile this palette is, and I think it's a lot more forgiving. Oh, I'm going to use this lovely shade here, Bones, which is like a sort of creamy white with a slight shimmer in it, just here on the brow bone, on the tip of the nose and in the inner corner. You know, there we go. There we go. Right, well that's the eyes. I've got some lipsticks here. I have got Mi Amore and Everlasting. They are both from the Jolie Beauty Til Death range as well. I was hoping that the Everlasting was going to be more of a dupe for the Killstar one that I really like, that has, they've stopped making. It's not quite there. It's not quite there. It's a shame, because that lipstick shade is my perfect lipstick shade, and I'm almost at the end of the tube and they don't make it anymore. So, you know, if any of you have any unopened tubes of the Killstar lipsticks in the shade, I can't remember what it's called, I will put it here what the shade is called, because I can't remember, but it is my absolute favourite shade. If you have any and you're willing to sell them or whatever, or if Jolie, you happen to be watching and you want me to send you an almost empty tube and you can maybe, you know, colour match it, that would be amazing. But this is pretty good. It's almost there. It's just, this is a little bit lighter. There's just a little bit more pinkiness in that Killstar one. But it is a nice shade. It'll do, you know. If this is the only one I can get to replace it, then so be it. But it's a little paler than I was hoping for. It's a little paler and it's almost a little purplier, this one. The Killstar one is just my perfect nude, basically. And honestly, I bought so many nude lipsticks trying to find a dupe for this Killstar one. Can't find it. Frustrating, but there we are. Ta-da! There is the look. Let me know what you think. If you've got any questions you want to ask, you know, within reason, obviously. I'm not going to tell you all about everything going on in my life, but, you know, if you have any questions that you know, want to ask, if you want to commiserate together, talk about menopause, you know, then let's do it, because I think a lot, women my age, you know, I'm 41, I'm almost 42 now. We get pushed to the sidelines, you know. Basically, I think a lot of society kind of goes, right, you hit early 30s, don't want to talk about you anymore. Nonsense. We exist, we take up space, we should take up space, we should take up space in the fashion world. We have the buying power, we are here, we want clothes. You know, we deserve a part of the community, we deserve attention, we deserve to be talked about, we deserve to be here. So, you know, if you would like to come and have a chat in the comments, I'd love to hear from you. I have really missed making these, actually. It was setting up this room. It took me ages to set up the room because it just become the dumping ground because I hadn't used it for so long. I missed doing this. I hadn't really realised how much I've missed doing this. But yeah, right, I'm going to take my hair down, put a bit of, you know, contour, blah, 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 and then I will be back. So here we have the finished look. What do you think? I really like it. I really like it. I really like this palette. I think it's got lots of versatile shades in there, like I said at the beginning of the video. I think if you are umming and ahhing about which Jolie Beauty palette to buy first and you're going for versatility, I think this is the palette for you. If you want something that's like really impactful, then maybe the Sirens palette or the Vampirism palette or something like that. But if you want something that you will use almost all of the shades all of the time, this is the palette for you. It's beautiful, it's very soft, it's feminine, but then it's got those khaki shades in it, which, you know, you can make look really grungy and, yeah, like do a really 90s grunge look with it. Very, very versatile palette. What do you think of the makeup? And it's good to be back, babies. I have missed you all. I really have missed you all. So remember to like this video, comment down below to discuss any of the things that have come up in the video, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and thank you to all of you that already do. Hit that notification bell if you haven't already, and remember, people, stay heavy.